his group has here in ACC game number 1.
Yeah, has been really excited to see what they've been able to do so far through non-conference play with a 4-1-3 record so far. And a couple of big results, especially that one at St. John's, always a tough place to play, and coming out with a 0-0 draw. It was a big win for this Eagles team.
It has been a season that you might expect for a really young forward group, and that's what Boston College is, as we've talked a lot about if you've been with us. 14 true freshmen this year, which is the most in the ACC. BC has played to this point 8 games so far. In 4 of those games, they've scored 3 goals or more. In the other 4 of those games, they have not scored. And that's kind of what you might expect for a young team looking to build its consistency as the year goes on.
We'll try to see them to get opportunities, especially playing at home. They've played so well under Chris Watkins at home.
And the Eagles, just like that, get a corner. And this is what Boston College wants to do. They're going to press high. They're going to make life extremely difficult for the keeper, in this case, Abby Rice, who gets the start today, the redshirt junior. That's the effort of Emily Mara, who fits this system perfectly. Watch as she just keeps going here and ends up deflecting it off the keeper and out. So a corner kick for Boston College. First opportunity, header for Dre, still in the area, and Rice goes and finds it.
Yeah, great service by Georgina Clark to put it right on the money, but a good save coming out by Rice.
Whistle goes against Bella Douglas for Boston College. The Eagles create the 2nd most corner kicks per game in the country, averaging more than 9 per, behind only Kentucky. Boston College was 11th last year in that category for the full season. This is what they've done so far, their ACC rankings. They really like to create the numbers that Chris Watkins is looking at, those chances, the percentage of shots that end up on goal. He loves that 48, 49%. That's right where the Eagles are, once again, 2nd in the ACC.
Yeah, and you just look at that goals allowed number, sub .4. They've been so good defensively, and Olivia Shippey has been a big reason why.
Panthers are going to push back as Ellie Rollins goes wide with it. First opportunity into the box is cleared out by Sophia Lowenberg, who slid back into a center back role over the last couple of games for Boston College.
Great effort on the far side by Sadie Mathis, trying to keep it in, but just goes over the line. If she turned a little quicker, she would have had numbers going the other way for the Eagles, but just goes over that far side end line.
Quite a bit of space for Margaret Wild, the senior. One of the few veteran players on this Pitt team, but gotten a really good opportunity here. There's a cross, comes all the way through, header by Douglas. That's into the box. Oh, it's open on the backside for Wild. It was right on the goal line and kept out for the moment. Still out for now. Oh my. Baylor Goldthwaite gave up everything to keep that ball out.
Huge save on the goal line there. Shippey came out to be aggressive, and Goldthwaite knew exactly where to be to bail out her goalkeeper.
So Pitt has responded back after the Eagles got that early corner attempt. What an opportunity for Margaret Wild, who has started 5 games in a row now for Pitt. Earned her first career start against Cincinnati. That was back on September 4th. Pitt Panthers team started 4-0 this year. They are winless in their last 6. They do have 2 ties in that span. Schedule certainly got a little bit harder through that stretch. Coming off a loss to number 3 Stanford in the 2nd ACC game by a 6-0 final. Ball is out for a throw.
Yeah, it felt like even in that Cal game, it was such a good matchup for them, but just kind of lost it late. You talked about it, Eric. What a response there by Pitt to put some pressure on this Eagles defense. Huge saves by Goldthwaite and Shippey coming out, and a lot of blocked shots and passes by the Eagles defenders.
That is out for a throw. Let's go back to a couple of those opportunities we saw.
Yeah, these were good moves by Lola Abraham to get it into the box. Great service in front, trying to find Wild. And then the follow-up shot as Shippey was trying to come out was saved by Goldthwaite. Still more pressure by Pitt here on this sequence again.
Lola Abraham, who's returned after missing a good portion of last year when she was injured against North Carolina. Here's a chance. Loose in the box is saved by Shippey on Wild again.
You can see Pitt just trying to create opportunities for Wild. Another great service into the box. Deflection off the defender, comes right to Wild's right foot, but she puts it right under Shippey, and easy save for Olivia Shippey.
Margaret Wild, who scored 2 goals this year, 6 points on 22 shots. They're having just a goal in the first 3 years of her career. Really did not play a ton her first 3 years at Pitt, but has worked her way into a productive role as one of the lone veterans on this team. But Ben Waldron talked a lot about how kind of understands the values and what we're looking for, and has done a really good job being able to translate that to some of the younger and new pieces.
It's always good to just see a player like that get rewarded for their time, you know, sitting back, waiting for their opportunity, and then once they get it, capitalizing.
Real's going to give Sadie Mathis a chance, but it's too far, and a throw-in coming for Pitt. Sage Stelzer, Jr., 2 assists this year, throws in. They go over top. Anna McGogg, the first year. And that is out. Corner kick for the Pitt Panthers.
Andy Wright, the freshman, does a great job to deflect that one. Gives up a corner kick, but could have been a dangerous opportunity inside the box if that one got through. Another corner kick coming up.
Minogue, who had her first career goal against Bucknell, started now 3 of the last 4 games in the midfield for Pitt. Panthers have not created a ton of corners. They rank 14th in the ACC. Nice little opportunity here. Rowlands, then a second effort by Wild, blocked by Andy Wright. Getting her 3rd start in a row for Boston College.
Really love this start for Pittsburgh. Just putting pressure on Boston College. They're just putting shots on, looking for deflections, crowding the box, creating some chaos in the box. And that's forcing the Eagles to kind of think twice about some of their clearing attempts, because it's going to deflect, it's going to hit somebody. So you got to be mindful of where those arms are, where those bodies are.
Especially considering the Eagles got that early opportunity for a corner kick. But Pitt has responded ever since. Ella Douglas over top looking for Mara, but the flag up on the far side.
Mara tried to touch up. It looked like she just got spun around before that pass, or just after that pass was released. So Mara just beyond the line here. Maybe that reset on this pass by Douglas forces her off that line, but it was a close call.
Pitt will restart. Sophie Rourke with Roberts putting pressure on. Ashley Roberts has Mara camped out in front. Couldn't get the pass through, though, after a good effort to take it away.
Yeah, I think she was trying to go back for real at the top of the box.
Trey looking all around, understanding her choices, and elects to come out to the near side rather than force one to Shippey.
Yeah, you called this one nicely, Eric. It looked like Roberts was trying to get it into the box, but maybe the defender coming back for Pitt here on a nice takeaway by Ashley Roberts.
Oh, 5-0.
Nutmegs, yeah. Nutmegs defender there. But again, a sequence by Boston College, and now Pitt responds back, pushing it back the other way.
Space developing through the middle, and a deep shot missed high. First chance to talk about Lucia Wells, who we talked about, the junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Really important start to this season. Panthers trying to get right in the ACC. They're winless in their last 6 conference games, though a bunch of those have been against ranked opponents, 4 of those last 6. Dating back to last year. Here is Mara taken out. Does create a corner kick for Boston College. So we've talked about the Eagles create a ton of these, averaging more than 9 corner kicks per game. They did score off a couple of those against UMass a few games ago.
You love this defense by Olivia Lee, just getting down, getting ball contact before she makes contact on that far side with Mara. Great defense there.
Georgina Clark to take the corner from this side for BC. Looking for Dre. Scored a couple of goals this year back in the early part of the season. So Pitt has defended 2 for 2 well. Amalia Dre wearing a captain's armband is just a sophomore for Boston College. There was a role available to her last year, standing next to Grace Corder in the center back spot. She took it, played the whole way. First on the team with nearly 1,700 minutes a year ago.
Picked up her lone goal against Virginia Tech. See the roster breakdown for the Eagles. 14 freshmen, 5 sophomores. A lot of young talent on this Eagles team, but a lot of belief by the coaching staff that they are capable.
Ball is out, throw to come. Chris Watkins very aware of his team's situation this year and the youth that he has with his group, and that's why the non-conference was so important, to just trying to get some experience and some confidence for what he feels like is some really talented players who just haven't done it at this level yet. That is Boston College ball.
I think this is a good test for in-conference, right? You've had some big wins on the season, but and then some really tough results on, you know, 1-goal loss there to Illinois that was receiving votes, and a couple of draws on the season that maybe could go the other way.
Talked so much about the forward groups, but it's really the defense and the fact that Boston College has allowed just 3 goals the entire season. Considering they had to replace their goalkeeper, Vivka Villebrandt, playing basically every minute since she arrived on campus.
We talked about Lowenberg. I mean, she's a player that has become a utility on D for the Eagles and has a good striking foot that can find some goals from that back line.
Here's Mara. Can she get positioning against Rourke? Mara tries to get around, and it's goal kick. Just to finish that point, coming into the play today, Boston College over 322 minutes since they last surrendered a goal. And of those 3 goals they gave up this year, 2 of those came in games where the Eagles were already up 3 goals at the time. And the other, just that one, as you mentioned, against Illinois, the 1-0 defeat on the road. Foul goes against the Eagles.
You're talking about building confidence in results. You go on the road at Illinois, it's just a 1-0 defeat. You have a young group that gives them the confidence that they can play with anybody. They can play with some of these top 25, top 30 teams in the country, and we all know the ACC is going to be a tough road, and if they can have that, they can sneak some wins away. You know, that can put them in a good position here at the end of the season.
Ball is out, goal kick coming up. So we'll start to settle in a bit. Shots are 4-0 in favor of Pitt. 2 of those on target, both stopped by Olivia Shippey. Space for Wild. Does get it forward against Lowenberg. Knocked out, and Pitt creates another corner. Lucia Wells put a ton of speed on, and Lowenberg just gets deflected.
Yeah, we were just talking about Lowenberg here on the defensive line. She's going to step up and have to make a play here. Chips this pass and then gets back in time to make a play here so that Wells isn't able to get something in the box.
Second corner for Pitt. Oh, it takes a bounce in the box clean before Shippey finds it.
Yeah, Shippey had to navigate through some bodies there. You're gonna see her kind of take a step back, can't find a way through the crowd, so puts herself in a great position right there in between an Eagle and a Pitt player to find that opening.
Olivia Lee was the target on that service, the junior from Scarsdale, New York. There's Lola Abraham. Ben Waldron was talking this week, said it really felt like it changed our team last year when she went out. Such an important piece of what Pitt wants to do. Very impactful to have her back. Here's Roberts using her speed to get by Rowlands. But then Maya Archibald steps up for Pitt.
You know, these two teams with kind of similar styles, right? They don't go backwards a lot unless they absolutely have to. Even on the passes back to their backs, they're trying to find opportunities moving forward.
Hollenberg does well to knock it off of Wild and out. So goal kick for Shippey. Third away through this first half. No score. Pitt and Boston College. There's Abraham, sophomore from Oakmont, Pennsylvania.
Far today, she's been outstanding on the ball. Had a nice opportunity on the offensive end against the Eagles.
Good shielding play by Archibald against Mara, but then it's mishit. And the keeper, Abby Rice. Rice, who started now 3 in a row in 5 of the last 6 matches for Pitt. Ellie Breach is the other keeper for the Panthers, Pitt's all-time leader in goalkeeper wins. And they feel very comfortable with both options. That gets through, but it's a little too far for Mara.
We talked about Rice. She was just trying to get it away from the pressure. Mara never really gave up, so she has to get rid of it quickly and just kind of shanked it. And the Eagles were trying to be opportunistic on that, but just a little too far in front of Emily Mara. And you can see the Eagles trying to utilize her speed here today and set her up on a lot of long passes.
Talk about sometimes when coaches, when they get a new job and put their mark on a program. Here's Reel from way outside, and Rice controls it. Sophie Reel has that in her arsenal. Pitt trying to counter off of it first. Georgina Clark, nice slide to make the play. And gonna set up Mathis, a little bit too far from her, and it's cleared out by Olivia Lee. Back to the point, you know, when you talk about a coach trying to put their impact on a program, it's bringing in people like Sophie Reel to take some opportunities, but it's bringing in people like Emily Mara, who, you talk about the press that Chris Watkins wants to put on, how high he wants to put that press on, how much he wants to try to take the ball away in the forward third. I mean, she fits that. Couldn't build a player that fits what he wants to do better than Emily Mara.
That's the old take it to FIFA, build your 99
There you go.
overall player and play on rookies so you score a bunch of goals.
Who does that?
I guess I threw myself under the bus there.
That one is out for, and they're going to say it's deflected, so Boston College will get possession here.
But even on the other side with Sadie Mathis as well, right? You got the speed, you got the build of that type of player who can put a press on and have the ability to score once she creates a turnover.
Abraham got behind Douglas. Abraham off the bar!
Quality looks for Pittsburgh throughout this first half. Another good one from Lola Abraham, the sophomore, just rips it. Had enough spin on it, but just couldn't sneak it under the bar. Gets a piece of the crossbar and goes up and out.
Is trying to get back to the corner, but shielded well by Olivia Lee. She's played every minute this season for Pitt. 16 of the last 19 matches dating back to last year, Lee has gone the distance.
Outstanding. And as a freshman, made her mark with 14 starts, played over 1,300 minutes. Good to have one of those durable players that you could just rely on time in and time out.
Leah Dre. Ellermeyer, the closest to her, and now Shippey. Skidded off the turf, forward for Mathis. It ended up going out, though.
Thought she kept it in for a moment there. Flag came up a little late, but she's showing her effort. Not getting the start, coming back from a couple of games missed, and feels like she hasn't missed a beat.
Ellermeyer chips it forward. Here's Wilds against Dre, 1v1. Wild! And it's in! Margaret Wild's third of the year. It's Pitt 1-0.
Talk about have a year for the senior. You mentioned her first career start against Cincinnati, 5th consecutive start, and now another reward as she finds the back of the net. And this just is all hustle. A great job staying with the play and then getting that step past Dre. You see right there, just the misstep by Amalia Dre and just sneaks it under Shippey. Incredible goal by Margaret Wild.
And Douglas, who was just kind of backpedaling and was tough to get her balance in a good spot. Remember, the Eagles' back line has already kept one out in Goldthwaite earlier. So the Panthers have a 1-0 lead on 7 shots in the early going of this game, 4 of them on target. The Eagles respond right back, though, and get a corner kick.
The big difference so far has been the quality of opportunities for Pittsburgh. They have put them on target against Olivia Shippey in this Boston College defense, while the Eagles will now have another corner, but haven't really had a quality look on Abby Rice in this Pittsburgh defense. They've made it a little bit dangerous, but nothing too...
Deep ball, Dre back in, looking for Wright, still loose for Roberts. Bicycle kick. Still in a danger area for a little while there before Dre goes and finds it. Slips it through. How about the center back creating? Out for Mathis, who missed high.
Great moves on that right side by Ashley Roberts to get through the defender and then set up Mathis inside off this deflection. Just got too much air under that shot.
So, by the way, that goal for Pitt ends a scoreless streak for Boston College at 343 minutes and 2 seconds since they last allowed a goal against UAlbany back on August 31st. Pretty impressive, especially considering how much we talk about offense when it comes to Chris Watkins' teams.
Yeah, 4th goal allowed in 9 games for the Eagles. Pretty impressive so far. And you got to credit Pittsburgh and what Ben Waldrom's been able to do. Feels like the Panthers wanted to come into this game and really put pressure on Boston College, and they've been able to do that throughout this first half.
I think that scoreless streak is good. Wait till you see the team coming in here tomorrow on the men's side. Number 2 ranked NC State Wolfpack, who has a scoreless streak of all of the minutes.
Should be a good matchup, right? Boston College coming off of a big win against Virginia Tech.
It's tomorrow as our ACC Network Extra soccer coverage ramps up in conference play on the men's and women's sides. These 2 just remarkable conferences. Which has seen Wake Forest back to number 1 in the country. The women, which sees Virginia this week as number 1 in the country. Stanford's been number 1 on both sides already earlier this year.
ACC is no joke this year. Looks like every team, you can see it here at ACC in the United Soccer Coaches Poll. They have just shown out as a conference. Talked about that Stanford team. Pittsburgh just came off of a loss against that Cardinal team, 6-0. Their offense has been rolling.
It's one of the things we talked about with Ben Waldrom this week. You know, look, we got 17 new players. We're trying to implement some things, and there's a consistency piece, as that was whistled down before the cross. And we feel good about how we're figuring it out. The problem is we're in a conference where you better go 700 on your win percentage, so you got no shot.
That's why the non-conference matters, right? If you can string together some wins and some quality wins, once you get into conference play, it really helps. And it's a Boston College team that knows all too well being right there and missing out. Eagles were 8-1 in non-conference play. 4-4-2 in ACC play to finish out their conference late last year, and felt like they could have gotten into the tournament.
Probably they had flipped a win somewhere. Certainly could have been in the conversation. 12-5-2 overall, as we talk about.
I think they felt it against that UMass team, right? They got some revenge back this year. UMass, the only non-conference loss a season ago, and took care of business against the Minutewomen. Last time they played them a couple of games ago, 3-0.
I think one of the notable things there was some success with all of these corner kicks that the Eagles have continually got under Chris Watkins these 2 seasons. Third one officially. They keep going for number 12. Get another opportunity.
They've gone far post on a lot of these corners, trying to get Dre on that back end.
Eagles are going to sub for the first time. Neil Lee will come in, replacing Sophie Reel. Lee, another freshman who's off to a wonderful start to her college career. Dover, Massachusetts native. 3 goals, 2 of them game winners. Clark trying again, wider this time for Lowenberg. Heads it over for Dre. Can she get a foot on it? Out for a 3rd corner in a row. Head was just a touch strong.
And that's a good read.
Coming from Lowenberg.
It's a great read here as well by Dre, just trying to get something off the defender there so that it gets back to Boston College. Another opportunity, this time from the near corner.
Set up for the heavy in-swinger. Gray got a piece. Lowenberg now. Stayed in. Now against a double team, out for a throw. So all things considered, Pitt defended those 3 reasonably well.
And a great job by the double team to come over, not give up a corner, but kick it out on the far side where it would be a throw-in.
Ellie Slensky comes in for Boston College, replacing Ashley Roberts. Slensky, who did not play last year after playing 10 games as a freshman, back in the fold healthy this season. And after all of that, it's a goal kick for Pitt. Up 1-0, out shooting Boston College 7-2. .50 ball right, starts it forward. Olivia Lee does a good job to step up for the moment. The Eagles are back on possession now with Mathis. Chipping for Mara. Mara! Missed high.
Eagles have been looking for this opportunity all game long. They finally get it. Mara breaks free behind that back line and then trying to chip the goalie, realizing that Rice is coming out. Tries to make a play, but just puts too much on it, too much power, too much air. Credit Abby Rice for coming out and making that much more difficult against Emily Mara.
Maybe add an extra beat, but it's so hard to know in real time, especially when you get that good an opportunity.
Yeah, that's one that you maybe want to touch to yourself a little bit to the right side, so the goalie has to take a little bit of a tougher angle to cut it off, and you have a little bit more time, maybe a split second or two, to make a better decision.
This is a wide open game, though. There is some room
You can see the Eagles bench. Mara was frustrated with herself.
Pitt subs for the first time. Aliyah Jaidi, grad student from Morocco, coming in from D2 Barry. Opportunity right there, first into the game. Stopped by Shippey, no problem.
Talk about Jaide's found a home now in Pittsburgh. Was at Barry, started her career at community college in Kansas. Been a staple at each stop that she's had in that lineup.
Morocco to Kansas to Miami to Pittsburgh.
Some pretty good
traveling circuit. Abraham from pretty deep. Shippey's been forced to work here in the early going, no doubt about that.
And the Eagles have had opportunities. They just haven't been able to make a quality chance out of it. Anything dangerous against Rice.
Another Pitt sub. Mariama Dabo, junior from France, came in as a transfer from Jacksonville. 17 newcomers on this Pitt Panthers team. Go by newcomers, Pitt is your leader. You go by true freshmen, Boston College, with 14 of them. Two new groups, certainly.
And a lot of good talent in the youth groups for both of these teams. You see the freshmen and sophomores getting a lot of time in the starting lineups. That's because they've earned it. 6 combined seniors between these two programs.
Over top, Mathis has space wide against Stelzer. Mathis tried to go inside. Stelzer does a really good job. It is a corner, but it's pretty good work there by Sage Stelzer to prevent Mathis from getting any kind of service into the box.
Yeah, as a defender, you just want to recover. If you get beat and make a play like that, you just want to recover. You see the angle she takes. She's not marking Mathis straight up. She's going out to the left side so that she can cut off that lane into the box. That's exactly how you play defense.
Eagles will sub. Tess Barrett comes in, and Barrett will immediately come in and take the corner from Georgina Clark.
Barrett had a nice service for real.
Barrett's service looking for Lowenberg. Cleared out again by Pitt. They've defended the corners well. 6 of them so far for Boston College. Certainly have found a knack for creating them. Back for Lowenberg.
That's what Chris Watkins wants. He wants to create more opportunities, especially off the set pieces, whether it's a foul or a corner kick.
Just just create chances, right? For a young group, especially in this sport, more than perhaps any other. There's some days you can create, it's just not going to go in. But are we creating at a level that will continually give us chances? And are we taking the ball away and doing so in the spots on the field that will allow us to have the opportunities that lead to some of those things? That's where the conversation is.
And it's a big one, too, is Segala looks like she'll be checking in. We have not seen her this season.
Huge news for Boston College. Number 9 waiting at the scorer's table. Talk about that in a moment as Mara trying to create against Rourke. Good work by Rourke. Just did not let that go. And that is out on the near side. Well, Sid Segala, who has missed the beginning part of the season for Boston College after she was injured and was not able to compete in track this winter and this spring as she's done here at Boston College for a long time. a veteran. This is her 50th career game, 18 points over her career. Such a crucial part of the offense the last few years. And she was cleared finally by doctors and is going to give it a shot. Probably not expecting a ton today, but just what a welcome sight that is to see her on the pitch and getting an opportunity to just get into game action here, still with the whole ACC slate yet ahead of her in her final season as an Eagle.
And I think just the presence of Sigala can give this Eagles group a boost, which she's been able to do. And for an opposing team, you got to keep your eyes wide open on Sigala.
We know how much speed she has when she is healthy and going right. Wild, really nice pass. They score! Katie Ellermeyer adds her 6th of her freshman year.
Just another great play in transition for Pittsburgh. And how about the freshman making a name for herself already down in Pittsburgh and well, across the ACC. Ellermeyer is going to get well known. Look at this finish. A great touch just beyond the outstretched hand. And Margaret Wild on a beautiful feed.
That's so good from Wild. That's crazy how good a pass that is. And Ellermeyer takes advantage. Katie Ellermeyer, her 6th goal of the year. She has 13 points the first year from San Diego. As Ben Waldrum said, we knew what kind of kid we were getting, but I don't know that we knew we were getting this kind of engine of our offense as a freshman, especially considering how much scoring Pitt lost from last year. But again, how many times have we called Margaret Wild's name? Again, folks, had played 6 games in her career before this year. So yes, a veteran on a Pitt team that does not have many veterans, as we've talked about. But you talk about sticking with it and earning an opportunity as a senior. And she's just been great and is a huge reason why Pitt has a 2-0 lead tonight.
Well, especially in this day and age, right, where you might not get time, you might want to move on. Maybe it just doesn't work out and you focus on your academics. It shows you the type of character that she has to stick it out. And now, as we talked about, getting rewarded for it. A goal and an assist here in tonight's match. Over 500 minutes on the season after only playing 39 a year ago. That's the type of response you want to get from somebody who's getting rewarded for, putting in that time on the bench as a teammate, as somebody doing the stuff on and off the pitch.
Sophia Doney, who's in there for the first time. I'm going to say this is a ridiculous thing I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. It simultaneously feels like shots should be 10-3 Pitt, but also does not feel like it should be 10-3 Pitt in some ways. When they've gotten into the final third, coaches talk so much about finishing in the final third. I mean, it feels like every time they've gotten there, they've gotten a shot, right? So that's when you say, okay, the 10 feels right. The amount of times each team has been in the final third maybe is a little bit more even, which is the other side of what I mean there. But boy, they've finished their chances figuratively and literally tonight.
You saying something ridiculous? That's.
I guess I don't need to qualify that. It's just.
But to that point,
part of the deal here, folks.
You talk about just the quality of chances, right? And it kind of felt like that at the start of the game. And we saw the crossbar shot. We saw more opportunities for Pittsburgh as BC tries to respond here.
Mara set up wide, and that's blocked well by Olivia Lee.
But to finish that thought, BC has been in the attacking third. They just have not put pressure on Abby Rice. And the one time Rice did have pressure, she came out to block Mara on the far side. So you got to get more chances on net or put pressure on Abby Rice to make those chances a little bit more dangerous in the box for the Eagles.
So 7:33 remaining in this first half. Pitt has a 2-0 lead, 10 shots, 6 of them on target. And the 2 goals scored. Margaret Wild in the 21st minute, and Katie Ellermeyer in the 35th. Tied up in the feet of Tess Barrett. Finds a way to get to Slensky.
Sloppy passing there by the Eagles. They just could not connect and break down the defense. You got to credit Pittsburgh staying at bay, not overcommitting, creating the turnover.
Segala shields well there against Lucia Wells.
Feels like the Eagles are out of sorts right now. They can't string together some passes, and Pittsburgh trying to take advantage, just jumping, pressing, and now they'll get a throw in as a reward.
Emily Cooper comes in, the senior from Pittsburgh. Another example of a rare veteran on this Pitt team, but played just one game last season. Fifth appearance of the year, has an assist. Stelzer gets around Mara. Stelzer crosses. Leah Dre knocks it back.
Again, Eric, going back to that point you were making, it just feels like anytime they get into the attacking third, something is in the box, a shot, a pass. They're just moving forward every time.
Sliding play by Celine Oda, who also just came in, a senior from Nigeria. That's an interesting Pitt connection that, of course, folks who have followed the ACC know. Randy Waldrum, now the technical director of Pitt soccer, the former head coach, has been the head coach of the Nigerian senior national team, and thus created this kind of pipeline to Pittsburgh. And there's been a few really high-quality players through the years, including on this team.
That just shows you the reach, right? Especially he had some time down with the Houston Dash and the NWSL. That's always something that players in high school and club levels want to see. Get that experience and how they can get to that professional level, how they can get to the international level. And under both Randy and Ben Waldrum, they can get that experience.
Lowenberg trying to find Segala. Wells knew exactly where she was. So here you see the versatility of Lucia Wells, who immediately slides back onto the back line after playing up in the forward spot to begin the game. As we said, started 11 games this year. Game number 11 tonight for Pitt. 6 at forward, 5 in the back.
You've got a player that can be that versatile. You can plug and place them in different positions, maybe even positions that they haven't experienced, but just to help your depth and get some more players in there that you need.
And especially with the team this young, and that was what Ben Waldrum told us, it's not just about, yeah, she's filled roles that we've needed, but it's also allowed us to try some things with all these new players, knowing that they can kind of put her quite literally anywhere on the pitch. Here's another chance from deep and too high. From Sage Stelzer. 2 goals on the board for the Pitt Panthers today. It started in the 21st minute. Margaret Wild's going to feature quite a bit over the course of this one. Wild, who scores on a great look, and then look at that pass. That's sweet for Ellermeyer.
Sometimes you just got to set up your teammates, and instead of turning, taking too much time with possession, a one-touch pass to the outside, and Ellermeyer was able to bury it. I mean, 3 points on the night for Margaret Wild on a goal and an assist here tonight. Again, we talk about it so much, but it's such a great story for her, and being able to be productive this year and have this role on this Pittsburgh team after all the time she spent just kind of waiting for a chance. I think she was on her way to the booth to make sure we were saying nice things.
What's not to say? Nice, the way she's played so far.
I think she was hearing about...
Outstanding, as has her Pitt Panthers team. They have a 2-0 lead. Getting back on the tracks. 2:14 to go, first half. Game number 3 in the ACC for Pitt. Conference opener for Boston College today. Amalia Dre clears it out on the far side.
Also a good test for Boston College, right? You face a 2-0 deficit. You've got to learn how to respond in these moments, especially now you're going to go into conference play. Got to learn how to take these deficits and try to get one back and chip away at a 2-goal disadvantage.
Knocked out off Segala. BC's only trailed the one game, that 1-0 game to Illinois. Oh, we've talked about this Boston College team being so young. We'll dive in more on that during halftime. And this also is the Eagles' red bandana game in memory of Wells Crowther. Talk more about that very important story and his connection to Boston College coming up at the half. A lot of Henshin in the game for Boston College. Wells pushing it forward, and now Henshin. Missed the first couple of games this year, debuted against Illinois, the first year from Norway. Slensky couldn't quite get by. Out for an Eagles throw. Just 14 seconds remaining in this first half. Good read by Stelzer. So the Pitt Panthers put 11 shots on the board, 6 of them on goal, and 2 find the back of the net. A 2-0 lead for the visitors here at the half.
Yeah, it's been the Margaret Wild show here in the first half. A goal and an assist. Pitt, this is one of those games that you can build some confidence on. We talked about how important it is in the ACC, especially after a couple of tough outings in the ACC for Pittsburgh, to try to get a win under their belt.
So we restart here in the second half. 2-0 lead for the Panthers. A throw-in from Pitt coming from the far side. It's definitely been an open game. There's been space available. Probably a Dre defended. Now Wells.
Great job by Douglas there to avoid some trouble on that far side.
So if we reel back in to start the second half, the Eagles going with their original starting lineup.
You can already see the pressure by Boston College to start this second half. Time it was Roberts getting up on Dabo.
There's Wild again. Wild is stopped by Shippey. Rebounds available though, and it's cleared by Goldthwaite. With Aaliyah Jaidi, the grad student. A momentary thought at it, but first the shot from Wild.
Yeah, Shippey just contact to the ground, couldn't bring that ball in. Almost a dangerous chance for Pittsburgh.
From deep and wide.
But again, first 2 minutes, Pittsburgh firing shots from outside the 18. You see this replay of the save by Shippey and almost a follow-up chance, but another great save by Goldthwaite, bailing out her goalkeeper. But again, it's just constant pressure by Pittsburgh. Shippey's been so good this year for the Eagles.
Mathis gonna give Mara a chance. Flag stays down. Mara against Stelzer. Got to her left foot. That last touch a bit strong. Got it back though. Works in for real. Oh, it's free! It's real! And it's in!
Pittsburgh wanted a flag on the near side.
They're gonna review it.
They were adamant that was off, or a foul was supposed to be called on the near side. But as soon as that play continued, Pittsburgh's coaching staff were up in arms. Gonna see it here. Mara's gonna be able to try to pass it through after shedding the defender on the near side, and that's outside the box.
It's out, yeah.
So I think they're gonna check the position. I do think that's outside the box. Right there, the legs get tangled up. And I think both players have a right of way.
If that's outside the box, though, they can't look at that.
They can't look at the specific contact, but they're going to look at the positioning to see if it was in the box.
Right.
I think that's, if they can...
You can't add a foul
Exactly.
if it's outside the box.
Now, the question is, do they determine that the play started in the box and the continuation of the play, or the continuation of the ball took it outside of the box? You can see here what's
This
reviewable.
would be under the category of if a penalty kick should be awarded. If it was in the box, perhaps you could get there.
I mean, what a play by Mara to stay with it. And then that touch by Sophie Real to kind of split between the legs. And this is what they're going to look at, the positioning. See how Dabble's in the box, but that step happens outside. Ball is still in the box. So
yeah, I think that's all outside.
So the question will be just the positioning. That's what they're going to look at down in the tunnel, in the replay tunnel.
If it stands for Real, it just continues what we've talked about of taking advantage of the opportunity.
So they do determine she's outside the box, so no penalty.
It is a good goal. And it's a 2-1 game. And Sophie Real, who played in 416 minutes in her career at UCLA, most of that coming off the bench, has now scored 6 goals in her first year. And Mara again sets it up as that ball splits 2 defenders and Real finishes as she's done all year long.
Just that back heel, enough momentum to get it away from the 2 defenders on either side of her, and still able to turn around and get a clinical finish. That's what Chris Watkins wants to see inside that 18.
So it's a 2-1 game now.
And Eric, just back to that, I love that the officials went to go see it, right? Because you never know if it's on the line in the run of play. You just got to make sure. And I love that the officials just want to be absolutely certain that that positioning was outside of the box.
So an eventful first 3 minutes of half number 2.
Just felt like Pittsburgh was keeping up with what they were doing in that first half.
Also may have been taking a peek at a potential offside on that last play, but confirmed. Because if they had ruled that was out, right, then they can't look at it. So that may have just been a determination to begin with, and then, you know, it was more about the offside. Either way, it's a good goal. It's 2-1.
And you got to think the way Real was positioned in between those defenders, that might have been exactly something they looked at, was to make sure she was onside. And sometimes you can try to split 2D, and that shoulder can just go beyond that line.
Right, tried to get free, but it finds its way to Wild for a moment before Lowenberg works back for the keeper, Shippey. This game has certainly taken on new life.
Real's going to get called for the foul on that far side. Just kind of ran over Lucia Wells. Wells just kind of arms out like, what am I supposed to do there? And I think there might be a jersey issue there as well for Wells.
Jure elects to go for Clark, and it's knocked down by Ellermeyer. Right back on it, though. Good positioning.
Pittsburgh's pressure has been phenomenal tonight, just creating turnovers. They've made it very difficult for Boston College to string together passes in the run of play.
Dabo for Lee. Lee and Mara jousting. And Lee retreats for the moment. That pass was a little short. Roberts had designs on it.
Again, you see Dabo working her way up the pitch with time and space. Feels like Ben Waldron pretty comfortable allowing his position players to play.
Wells goes back for Stelzer, and Stelzer gets it right back. Stelzer with a lot of space, has room to cross, but couldn't get there before it goes over the line.
It's a great design play. I mean, you look at Stelzer cutting across, you have a couple of decoys and some runners taking defenders with them, so it opens up more space for Stelzer, and the junior just kind of pushed it too far out, just couldn't keep pace with it, but that's what you want to see, again, trying to respond to this goal from Boston College. Pittsburgh putting pressure on the Eagles defensively.
Nice move by Ellermeyer into the box for Wild. Header off the post. Wild almost did it again, folks. And it's out for a corner.
Just constant pressure again, and Dabo looks at the right pass on the outside. Ellermeyer has been so good. I mean, the freshman making that transition to the collegiate game seamlessly, trying to feed her teammate in the box. Another great service in, just inches away from being a third goal. Second one for Wild.
And now we'll take the corner for Pitt. Good ball, header, in! It's Sophie Rourke! But the rolling is no goal.
I got a lot of traffic inside, and you see Dabo way beyond the line. And I think that's where the offside is called. Dabo was just too far behind Shippey.
So what looked like a Panthers 3-1 lead is ruled no goal.
Again, you can just see maybe there was a foul called as Shippey had contact.
So we play on to Busha Wells. Either way, that was a pretty good ball in by Wild.
Does look like a foul was called against Pittsburgh, so.
Ellermeyer. Lola Abraham now. Abraham slides it through with Dre there. Header. Oh, save Shippey. Another great chance for Pitt. JD is denied.
Incredible save by Olivia Shippey. She's going to her right, has to extend this left arm off the turnover and try to get that extendo glove to the left side. And look at that, just gets a piece of it. Huge save to keep this one a one-goal game.
Showing that some of her play, no fluke to begin the year. Another chance at a corner. Couple touches on it. Wells gave it right back. Ellermeyer knocked up in the air. Abraham now. That is blocked by Lowenberg.
It's a great job again by Pittsburgh, staying on the attack, trying to push things forward. And the Eagles in the counter just give it right back. But you've got to credit this Pittsburgh offense. They give up that goal to Boston College, and they are right back on their front foot, putting pressure on the Eagles, firing shots, and trying to break down this door on the Eagles' defense.
Abraham, all kinds of space, blocked by Lowenberg. And now here's Real.
It's a good turn by Real. She had Mara breaking free too, just didn't see her.
Slides from Ellermeyer to Dabo. And now it's Abraham. Roberts back to get it. And it's out to the near side.
And I like that by Roberts. Settle down, right? The Eagles have been in their own zone. There's a lot of headers going around. There's a lot of contact. Pittsburgh putting the pressure on. Just take a second to catch your breath, set up defensively, and be ready.
Abraham got space again. It's blocked by Lowenberg.
And again, it's Lowenberg stepping up, leaving her feet to block a shot.
Newly in that center back role. That's deflected, and it's a corner.
You can see Lowenberg just try to talk to her defenders there, get them in the right position. A lot of turnovers for the Eagles following that goal in their own defensive third, creating opportunities for Pittsburgh. Looks like we're getting a warning here on the near side.
So they have come over, and card has been given out to the Pitt bench. I believe that was Randy Waldrum who was given the yellow.
Stern eye contact there from our official.
He was like, okay, I'm gonna walk away, and the official had to give the official delivery of the card. So here we go in the corner. Can they do it again? Tried to get Rourke one more time. This time it's off target.
It's a good target to have. 6'1" freshman defender who can get up and make some contact.
Sub for Boston College, Lydia Poulin will come into the game, the transfer from New Hampshire. Started the year at center back, now working in an outside back role, giving Goldthwaite a spell. Whistle here goes against Boston College this time. Well, a lot of time down this Pitt end of the field here over the last few moments.
Yeah, it felt like in the first half, time of possession could have been pretty even. Both teams getting opportunities. Here in the second half, BC has had their one opportunity. They capitalized on it against Rice and the Pittsburgh defense. But since then, and even before then, it's been all Pittsburgh tilting the pitch in their favor.
Shippey comes over to the near side. Here's Abraham. Wild gives it right back. Abraham! Yes! Oh, did that stay out? Oh my goodness!
Came right across the goal mouth. The way that ball was bouncing.
That goes in 99 times out of 100. How does this stay out?
Just hits off the far post and across the line.
Oh, wow. And they're gonna check and make sure, but I think that was the correct call. That did not go in. My goodness.
That is...
Who says soccer's not an offensive sport?
Just incredible.
I guess the question is actually in that corner. That would be the closest point, but it didn't fully cross the line.
I think that's going to be the question is, does it cross that line in the corner? I don't think so. I think it hits off the post, rides the line a little bit, and then comes right back out, but stays close. So it is a goal kick for Boston College. I mean,
wow.
Just inches away from going over. If we can stop it a little bit more, guys, just if we can get it on the next bounce, you're going to see right there. If it goes maybe an inch over that line, that's a goal.
You know you got to pay him more for that now.
I know. It's money out of my pocket. It's fine. entertainment value of this game is paying for itself.
Incredible. And somehow, this game is still 2-1.
Love my replay crew in the booth, in the control room over there. Ben's doing a great job. But if you're Boston College, how many of these are you going to survive?
Right, I mean, that's what we just talked about, right? It's a lot of time on this end of the pitch. You had the foul call on a would-be goal off the corner. You have that one, which just missed.
It's a crossbar and a post for Pitt tonight. And this could be a 4-1 game.
Mara sprinting after it, but again, it's Pitt. On possession, work starts it forward for Ellermeyer. Mara comes to get it. And the Panthers, again, Pouline's there that time. Shots incredibly are up to 19-4. 19-4 in favor of Pitt. 8-1 in this second half, but of course the one for Boston College went in. Sophie Reel.
Gotta think Pittsburgh has been scouting Mara in this Boston College offense. I mean, they have not allowed her to break free much. She had that one chance where she chipped it over the goalie in the crossbar, but that has been it.
Here is Wells. That's out. Throw for Boston College. Here, now, you know, we don't normally think of BC as a possession-based team, but you wonder if that may be a move here, considering how much time Pitt's had it in the first 16 minutes of this second half.
The issue, Eric, is that BC hasn't been able to keep possession. Right. The sustained pressure has been non-existent for the Eagles throughout this one.
That's out. Another Pitt throw coming up. 2-1 Panthers.
Feels like
their first ACC win of the year.
As soon as a player has maybe a second or two with the ball, there's the double team. There's the help side defender coming in, and that's either leading to a blocked pass or a blocked shot and a turnover on the Eagles' end. And they haven't been able to capitalize, while Pittsburgh has been able to put the pressure on the Eagles constantly.
Some confusion, but it is indeed Boston College possession. Both teams thinking it's their ball, but it's BC. And Pouline with the throw. Roberts was trying to get in behind, working against Ellermeyer. Got a really good ball away.
Just again, able to avoid the pressure in a really good way and springs her team forward, close to that attacking third, but turnover there as it's going to lead to a throw-in for Boston College. But that's been the game plan for Pitt here today, is try to get some bodies on these Eagle players. Don't make anything easy, and it hasn't been easy all night.
Pouline comes back to get it. Was working with 3 pseudo center backs out there right now for Boston College. Kayla Lee was knocked down.
This is where it feels like Boston College should try to get some people in the box. With Lowenberg and her foot, try to get something set up on the outside. One pass leads to a service in the box. Win the battle, win the one-on-one.
Pauline, nice header to put it in the area for Mila Lee. Lee. Clean slide on the other side by Olivia Lee. And Wild trying to change field quickly. Amalia Dre met her there and knocks it out. Good effort.
That's a great tackle, going back to that tackle in the box by Lee. I mean, you got to be careful when you're making that play in your own defensive third, especially inside the penalty box, but gets nothing but ball, cleanly able to get it free. And that's the type of defense you rely on from a junior. Last year, played a lot of minutes, full 90 in 10 games this year. He's played every minute so far. Good read there by Stelzer, too. We've seen her involved in a lot of defensive plays here for the Panthers as well, just trying to find opportunities to try to disrupt the Eagles' offense.
Shippey hustles out to get it. Pitt putting some pressure on of their own. They've been so good in this second half. Look at that. Roberts gets it back, slides it forward. Immediately answered back by Lee. Wide open soccer here on a Thursday night, Newton.
I feel like both teams just trying to space each other out, try to get something in the open area.
Real's gonna get a chance to run this down. Have a ton of help though. Goes back to goal. Gives it back for Mathis. Chips it on, looking for a header. Punched out by Rice. Mathis back to it. Oh, had to let it settle. Out for Wright, who spins it wide. Well, we've had quite the opportunity here recently, but let's go back to the goals that we actually saw scored today.
Wild does a great job finding the back of the net and then sets up her freshman teammate and Ellermeyer to make it 2-0. Boston College responds here in the second half with Sophie Real finding her 6th goal of the year. And the game, as you mentioned, Eric, has opened up a bit. Both teams now seeing quality opportunities, but a 2-1 game. Both teams know how important it is to get a conference win. And now it's Boston College trying to knock on the door.
Mathis gives a header for Pauline. Nice. Little ball looking for Mathis, who was just a bit too far.
I think Mathis just kind of stopped her run. If she continued beelining towards that flagpole, she would have had a great chance to keep up and maybe service that ball into the box. But she has been going 120% all game long.
I'm kind of curious to see how these coaches elect to manage their forward groups here the rest of the way, just because, you know, not that there's not a lot of running in any soccer game, but the fact that we've seen what feels like so many rush back and forth here in this second half.
Yeah, I think, you know, we see teams a lot kind of try to build from the back, try to play backwards and get teams drawn in. Both of these teams a very similar style and push forward. It doesn't matter what you're doing, just get that pass upward to try to put pressure on those defenses, and it's been a pretty fun game to watch. I think on the counter, both teams know that you can exploit yourself defensively when you're pushing so much forward. So, as you mentioned, it'll be interesting to see how that game plan changes here in the second, especially with Boston College trailing by 1, but even Pittsburgh, do they go to playing a little bit more patient on their approach with the 2-1 lead?
Two of the youngest teams in the country. Pitt with 17 newcomers this year. Boston College, 14 true freshmen, most in this conference. First ACC game for the Eagles, the third for Pitt. It's a whole new stage when you get into this conference. And both teams looking for their first conference wins of the year.
On that last sequence, you want to see Boston College space out a little bit better, use more of the field. There were 3 Eagle jerseys around that ball. You want to just kind of push somebody out of that pile so that they can get the deflection.
Sophie Reel tried to get it forward. Mathis over there. Dre was way up as well.
But that's, again, this is what Pittsburgh has been doing. Now Boston College taking a page out of their book where it's, hey, put something in the box, try to get the defenders to get you a corner, try to get a deflection or something to put more pressure on. And with a couple of fresh legs out there, we'll see what they decide to do here off the throw-in.
Subs come in, Slensky and Barrett for Boston College. Ellie Rowlands for Pitt. 21 minutes left in a 2-1 Panthers lead. Mathis caught in a tight area, knocked down. But on we go as Poulin steps up, gets possession back for BC. Mathis off a give and go, finds Barrett. Barrett opens space, slides it wide for Douglas. Smart play, there wasn't a lane there. Douglas tries to flip it and can only get a one-hopper in on Rice.
That's
something out of nothing.
Yeah, exactly. You've got it. That's exactly what has to happen here with 21 minutes left. And even Douglas kind of felt that window closing. She knew she had to release it. There were no passes there, so a really good look for Douglas. She probably wishes she got more on it, but that's the type of opportunity that's going to build some confidence for the Eagles.
Here is Poulin, works for Mathis.
Pauline's been great since subbing on.
Yeah. It's been a different role for her since what we saw earlier in the season, but to her credit, she's played very well in this, her first ACC game. It was a transfer from UNH last year, and they needed a center back to replace Grace Corder. They knew it was just going to be a one-year grad transfer last year.
It's a sophomore who can grow in that position, along with the freshmen and sophomores on the roster seeing a lot of extra time.
Yellow lead. Ellermeyer. That's for a miss hit from Abraham. And Oak for Ellermeyer. Ellermeyer blocked by Georgie Clark. Corner to come for Pitt. Ellermeyer to take the corner. Goes short with it. Abraham, that was too strong, not a bad idea.
Yeah, I actually really like that play. You get a quality chance on, maybe it puts some pressure on Shippey to step up, just kind of hits it, wanted to go far back post. But again, if you get some sort of deflection like it has been happening throughout this one, that can lead to a third goal. So you love the idea there for Pittsburgh off that corner and not going long like they have off those corner kicks. This time they went with the short approach.
Mara comes back in for BC, taking Mathis's spot. Douglas steps up. Ellermeyer had a little bit of a passing lane that ends up being quickly eliminated.
So good on the ball. Keeps possession even with the double team coming.
Abraham has some space. Abraham to the middle. Gets it up for Ellermeyer. And Ellie Rowlands comes in, hit her own teammate.
Still waiting for Abraham to rip one of those. She is coming across that top of the box, looking for a window, and BC hasn't given her one, but she is looking and trying to get that opportunity.
Space created on the far side. Header off the post again! It's gone from brilliant night to fright night for Wild. She could have 5 goals.
Okay, going back to the ridiculous things now, I mean, it's, no, you're right, you're right. I mean, what a night she has had. It feels like a coming out party, right? Like, it feels like this can be a turning point, not only for her season, but her career, the way she's playing tonight.
Someone who had just 6 games of experience coming into this season, but one of the few veterans on this Pitt team. Has done some brilliant work today, including a goal and an assist. Foul goes against Barrett. He's trying to stay with Wells.
I was gonna say, that's a good battle, but Barrett just a little extension of the arm at the end of that contact. And I expect Pittsburgh to put something in the box here.
Free kick for Stelzer. Comes out for Abraham and mistied. Pitt's up to 22 shots tonight.
Just absolutely firing on all cylinders against this Boston College defense. They have had a number of opportunities off the set pieces, off of the run of play. They had one called back on the foul, and then, I mean, again, just hitting the post. That one just inches away from bouncing in, and then another post off the header. You've got to think that they knew exactly how to attack this Boston College offense. They wanted to stick to the game plan, and they've done that throughout the first half and now here in the second half, and they still continue to generate quality opportunities.
Okay, 5 goals may have been a bit much, but 16 was involved in quite a bit of what we just showed you.
It does feel,
the stuff that didn't go in.
2 posts and a crossbar, right? It's incredible.
Could have multiple points. Already has a goal and an assist, and Pitt has a 2-1 lead. From the edge of the box, served in, Poulin knocks it back. Slensky got knocked down. They got the foul on Wild. By the way, when we were showing you that package of clips, Sophie Reel just came back into the game for Boston College. So Reel, Mara, and Barrett up front for the moment. Barrett's more of a midfielder, but Chris Watkins told us could be an offensive forward option for BC. It's a bit of what you see right now. Roberts as well. Corner kick coming up for Boston College. This will be the 8th of the match, though, just the 2nd in this second half.
You can see a couple players setting up on that back post.
Yes, Barrett serves it in. Trying to go wide. Clark was attempting to step up, but just really good coverage there by the Panthers.
Just another set piece, another corner that just doesn't really put too much danger on Pittsburgh. Shot from Roberts, just gonna sail high. Just feels like one and done every time Boston College has had a corner opportunity.
Down under 12 minutes to go.
Good touch by Roberts to settle at midfield.
Poulin was standing out, but actually kept that ball in. Barrett steps up. Creates space for Clark. Clark, good ball wide for Roberts. Shifts it looking for Poulin. Actually almost got inside. But Abraham got just enough of a touch on it. Now Slensky, Eagles putting a lot of bodies forward. Mara couldn't get it out for the corner. Instead, it's a throw.
That's exactly what she was looking for, Eric, just trying to get that corner. Great job just turning the body so it doesn't end up being a corner and ends up being a throw-in.
And now Sid Sigala back in for the final 10:25. First game back after missing the beginning of the season to injury. Suffered at the end of last year. This was the plan, right? This was the hope when you put this group together, as Sigala trying to go for it, that you could pair what we've seen from Real and what we've seen from Mara and Lee and Mathis and this Barrett and this group of freshmen and young players with a veteran like Sigala in a striker spot.
Yeah, and we're gonna see how Boston College decides to use her here in the last 10 minutes. Again, it's one of those sparks that you can get as a teammate, knowing that you have a veteran presence coming back and can make an impact on the team immediately. And you can feel it. Boston College is just looking for an opportunity to try to get something offensively.
Out for a corner with 9:17 remaining. Eagles create as many of these as anyone in the country, as we said. Second nationally in corner kicks per game. And by the way, this is 9, so it's pretty much right on their season average. Can they find one off of it, though? Roberts to take it for the first time. And that was offline.
Gotta take advantage of your set pieces. You just have to. And Boston College has not been able to do it. You see the corner numbers here this year, second in D1. Last year they were top 11 in the country. Something that they've been so good at. But in today's game, they just have not had quality looks off of those corners.
Rourke shields Sigala well.
Now it feels like it's Boston College forcing Pittsburgh into mistakes.
Well, the team down, you certainly expect to start to ramp up the chances as the game goes on. Still, shots are heavily in favor of Pitt today. 11-4. Though that's probably more like 3-3 over the last 8, 10, 11 minutes probably.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely feels like it's evened out, especially here later in this second half.
Tess Barrett actually comes right back in the game. Zelensky thought she was coming out. It's Douglas who comes off. Pitt was upset that the clock was stopped. The official said it was stopped for an equipment issue. Someone had lost a shin guard, so they were allowing that to be rectified. too far from Sigala. It's, you know, you come back from injury no matter what it is, but especially when you are coming back and you can see on her leg, when you're such a speed player, right? It just takes reps to be able to get that, not just speed, but that burst back. Mara comes in, Rice was trying to secure it.
Mara was trying to go quickly, and she gets it. She gets the feed, but the double team's there.
Cuts inside, but Lee is there defending. Slensky now settles for Barrett.
It's a good reset by Boston College. Try to space out Pittsburgh. They're getting a little bit more aggressive on the press.
Real flips it forward for Barrett. That hit the official, so she'll stop it. With 6:10 to go, Pitt leads 2-1. Each team looking for their first ACC win of the year. Just drop it back into play. Two first-half goals from Pitt, Wild and Ellermeyer. But then Sophie Real in the 48th minute. Panthers sub again. Minot comes off in favor of Dabo. Pauline was in good positioning. Trying to give a little give and go with Sigala there.
Kind of favors Pitt.
Out for a Pitt throw, yep.
Yeah, just taking time off the clock.
Absolutely. Well within their right, too.
Yep. You'll take the contact, you'll take the throw-ins.
Through ball, looking for Sigala and Morris. Sigala actually did get behind, but it was just too far in front of her. Slensky now. Couldn't cut back. They do get the foul, though. They get the foul against Dabo. And now a card for the argument after, I believe, more than anything, will give a free kick.
Yeah, you're going to see it here. It's just Slensky trying to go to the left side. Goes right into Dabo. Dabo is going to get called for the yellow for protesting the original foul call.
With just 4:40 to go. Never know how many opportunities you have left in a contest like this. Lowenberg enters. Pitt's really defended the set piece as well tonight. Real couldn't get positioning. Back for Roberts. It did knock it down. Lean steps over. Closer back in for just a moment as Real is taken off. Lean back for Shippey. 4 minutes left.
Yeah, you said, Eric, you got to give credit to Real on that goal. Was able to split two defenders and finish right in front of Rice. But besides that, inside their own 18 and inside their defensive third, Pittsburgh has been phenomenal.
I mean, it feels like for the amount of time, especially recently, that BC has had the ball in that end, just 7 shots feels remarkably low. That's credit to Pitt.
Yeah, and again, just the quality of those chances haven't been too dangerous.
That's shots overall, not just shots on target.
3 shots on goal for the Eagles to the 9 for Pitt.
Looking over top, Sigala, can she get behind? Lee got a piece of it. Mara will take the throw. Goes quickly for Slensky. Slensky trying to cut left. Got it through, but nobody was there. A lot of balls bouncing awkwardly, and just a wonderful takeaway. Great effort by Wells. Shippey takes a beat. Tries to go over top. That is out off of BC, so a Pitt throw. Here's that chance from just a few moments earlier.
Yeah, Sigala is just trying to get to it in time, but a good read there by Lee to just try to clear it from trouble. You know, BC bounce, and that's Sigala inside the 18.
Slensky, and now Barrett. Barrett forcing forward, trying to get through to Sigala. Ball was tied up a couple of different players' feet before it's forced back to the Eagles' back line. Lowenberg plays it over for Mara. Mara tries to get underneath it, did not keep it in. Sigala just settled for half a beat, but then again, it's immediately cleared out. And a Pitt player down, they call a foul. And the clock stops.
Wild got all of that contact. You know, tell the officials she's all right. Pittsburgh bench not happy. The clock
Well, they don't want
stops.
the clock to stop, but it's their player down.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those where if BC gets the turnover, you want the clock to stop. But
I don't know. I think we could probably reset there.
yeah.
Seemed fair. Stelzer to throw, down to 1:17 remaining. So for a while, it felt like BC was getting a lot of chances, but then Pitt has done a pretty nice job over the last 3 or 4 minutes. Is there one more chance for Boston College? We're down to a minute to go. Eagles got to go. Ball bounces up high on Slensky. Can't quite get in behind. It's Roberts now. That's out. It's BC ball.
The Eagles have to have a sense of urgency here.
Lowenberg's going to set up probably one more free kick. Any kind of chance for an equalizer. Rourke heads it down, finds Clark. Real trying to get through. Ball for Barrett, and hits it wide. RSS, let's go. Pitt can absolutely take a beat. Official does have the right to stop it at some point, but at this point, totally reasonable amount of time taken right there. Just 7 seconds left. And that's gonna do it. Panthers hold on. And Pitt has its first ACC win of the year. 2-1 over Boston College.
Just an incredible game.